The quant section of the Gmat has these broad topics that we will cover in 12, 13 sessions. And you can expect like good amount of questions from each topic, like 2 to 3, even more questions from these kind of topics. Coming to the verbal section, sentence correction is not there anymore. So the weightage of grammar is drastically reduced. The weightage of comprehension has drastically increased. And data insight is nothing but application of these two. There's nothing new happening. Uh, don't ask to record on the cloud, because then you will not be able to record locally. If you want to record locally on your computer, then only ask me for permission. Yeah, so data insights is application of the two topics that we have studied above. I don't want to like get into too much detail of all of this. I just wanted to give an overview before we begin. Coming to the scoring, this is what the new Gmat score look like. And I've said this before, I'm saying this again. This score is the highest Gmat average in any college. Like this is the average score of Harvard admits. There is no college which has a average Gmat score higher than this. So if you're getting anything above 655, which is a 90 percentile, you're eligible, at least eligible based on your profile for most of the colleges in the world. And if you have anything about 675, you have chances in the best college in the world. So getting anything above 90 or above should be the target that all of you should aim for. And that score is 655. Now, I want to make this very clear that this will definitely not happen in the first attempt for a lot of people. For people who have actually studied before and wrote Gmat, they understand this, that this takes more than one attempt. Second thing, and the most important thing, is the pace of studying for everyone is different. And what is different? Some people have done the required hard work in 9 to 12 standard. That's it. That's the entire difference. They studied for competitive exam. They have done the hard work required. Some of you must have done that. Most of you must have not done that. The idea is there is no point of comparison. The time taken by everyone is very different. Do not give yourself very stringent and hard deadlines, and that will just be very counterproductive. So understand that everyone has to put the desired amount of hard work, desired amount of time to build that muscle in your brain so that you're able to solve it within 45 minutes. But some people have done it before, some people will do it now. So there is no point in comparison, because in the class also a lot of people will do questions quickly. Some of you will take time. I will go according to the slowest person, and I will give questions to the people who are fast that they can solve at their own pace. So you don't need to worry. Now, if I just talk about quickly individual scoring of quant. So now the scoring is out of 90. And this is how the percentile distribution of quant looks like. 90 on 90 is 100 percentile, and then the percentile keeps on dropping. The average of Gmat is this. I mean, average of all test takers, like this is data backed. Average of all test takers is 77, and obviously it will be around the 50th percentile because it's the average. So that's the 77 score is the average score in quant. And similarly, these are the data insights and verbal score. And that's just a quick overview of scoring individually and overall of Gmat. I don't want to get too much into details of all this. And before I actually start with the theory, there is this topic in Gmat that you all should understand really nicely right from day one, because it requires a lot of attention. It's a kind of question type which is unique to Gmat per se in terms of all competitive exams, and that is data sufficiency. So earlier, this data sufficiency topic basically used to come with quant. Now, what they have done is they have separated this topic and they asked 10 questions of this in data insights. The weightage is still very high. There will be 10 questions of this topic in data insights. And you really need to understand how data sufficiency questions are structured, how we solve them. So you need to understand that data sufficiency question are math based, quant based. They will be from the quant topics only. uh, Please do not write on the board. Like, all of you have access because this is a collaborative board, but do not write unless required. Okay, so please do not press your mouse and just scribble on the whiteboard. So there are two broad kind of questions. Okay, the first is a specific value question. Now, what does a specific value question look like? If it's an arithmetic based question, it will be like, what is the cost price? If it's like a set theory question, it will be like, how many people studied all three subjects? If it's like an algebra question, it can be, what is the value of x? So all the kind of questions that I have written will have one specific answer, right? The cost price of a product can be one only. Can it be more than one class? Can you have more than one cost for the same product? That's not possible, right? And if you have a college where there are certain type of people studying three subjects, that cannot keep on fluctuating, right? There will be one specific value. And similarly, for algebra, there should be one value of x. Obviously, there are more than one possible, but then in that case, you see the answer as no. So there is a specific value attached to these questions. When these kind of questions are asked, in data sufficiency, you are given two statements. Statement one will give you some additional information, and statement two will also give you some additional information. Now, the objective is, you will be given five options, exactly five options. Those five options are: option A, with the help, like, I'm just like paraphrasing the option, okay? With the help of statement one, I can answer it. So by taking the additional information from statement one, I am able to answer it. And it is statement one only. It's not just statement one, it is statement one only. Option B will be, with the help of statement two only, I can answer the question. Option C would be, I require the help of both together. Option D would be either together. Not together, either. Sorry. So option D is either, like, regardless of whether I take statement one or statement two, I can answer the question. And option E would be neither. So this is a type of way of asking quant question, which all of you should be clear about, because this is a unique way of question, and these questions are not very common in usual Indian aptitude exams. And unlike other exams, Gmat is very different. I don't want to get into the comparison of that. It's just very different. You have to answer all the questions. And you should know this about data sufficiency, that the first type of question is a specific value question. And the options are this: you're given two additional information. So if using the first information you get a specific value, the answer will be A. If using the second information you get a specific answer, the answer would be B. Otherwise, the answer would be C, D, or E. The second type of question is a yes or no question, or a true or false question. The question would look like, is the cost price greater than $100? Or the question would look like, number of people studying all three are less than 50. Is X an odd number? Now, what are the answer of these questions? The answer of these questions are yes or no, right? Or maybe. I mean, the answer can also be maybe. But the answer for these questions are not one specific value. Is it clear to everyone that the answer of these questions will technically be a yes or a no? Yes or no, class? Is it clear to everyone?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Now the options would be same, but your approach will change. Okay. So if you mark option A, what you mean by this is statement 1 alone is helping me give either yes or no. Because in order to answer this question, I need either yes or no, right? But if the answer is maybe, that means you're getting both cases. Then it is not sufficient. Are you able to understand this, class? What I mean by this?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, let's say, what is the cost price greater than $100? There was a statement 1. You solve this statement 1 and you got, let's say, CP is greater than $75. Let's say you solved it and you got this. So what does this imply? Can anyone tell me? Like, if we get cost price greater than $75, what does this imply?
It means the cost price is more than or is from 76 and beyond till infinity.
Yes, 76 and beyond, right? So 76 and beyond means it can either be $90, it can even be $150. Is it clear to you all, class?
Yes.
If it is $90, the answer for the question is no.
Yep.
Because the question is the cost price greater than 100, right? But if you're getting the answer is 150, then the answer is what? Yes. So basically, what did you get? You got
It's not sufficient.
you got a maybe, and maybe is not sufficient.
Not sufficient.
So is this clear? Because yes or no questions can be very tricky sometimes. So is it clear? Like the approach of the question for like a specific value and a yes or no value. Like, is it clear to all of you? Shall
Yeah.
we? Questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. I'll just zoom it out by the time I bring questions so that you can just see everything in a glance. And please don't scribble, okay? This looks, anyone writing is little untidy. If you scribble, it will be hell for you all. So let's say this is the question. Okay, this is x square. First statement, and second statement is x cube. Let's say this is the question that we got. So the question is x negative? What kind of question is this, class?
Yes or no
question or a specific value
Or
question?
no.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes or no question.
Exactly. So it's a yes or no question. Correct, Vijay. So it's a yes or no question. So we'll have to approach it in that manner. So let's take the first statement. First statement is saying x square is positive. So taking whole square of a number, what does it do, class?
It's
Gives
always
off a
positive.
Yeah, so taking whole square, in other words, is multiplying by itself. It gives a non-negative number. Just be very clear. It can also give 0. So saying positive is an incomplete statement. And in Gmat, trust me on this, missing 0 as a case is a sin. And trust me, there will be a lot of question where 0 will be a case and you'll forget about it. So let's be very specific. X square will always give non-negative values. So if x square is positive, it is true for -3 also. -3 whole square is 9. And +3 whole square is 9. So what answer am I getting from statement 1, class?
So x can be negative, cannot be negative.
So the answer that I'm getting
Yeah.
is 3.
Maybe.
Yes?
Yeah.
So now, so statement 1 is not sufficient.
Yes.
If we go to the second statement, it's saying x cube is non-positive. Now, what does this mean?
It is sure that x is negative.
Yeah, gives out the negative value.
Or
Again.
x cube is non-negative. So x cube is negative.
X cube is non. Okay.
X
So
cube is
X cube
non-negative
is
means
negative.
it can be 0 or a negative value.
yes, perfect, Vijay. So the thing is that it can be both 0 and negative. Because it is saying non-positive, right? So only a negative number when taken a cube will give a negative number, a positive number will not. So if I take plus 3 cube, what will I get? 20 plus 27, right? It can suddenly, power cannot include a sign, right? So the two cases is I can either get 0 or a negative number. Do all of you agree to this, class, from the second statement?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So is the answer yes, no, or maybe from statement 2?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Still a maybe.
Maybe.
It's maybe. Very
Maybe.
good. Everyone who said maybe, you all are right because you're also getting 0. And what is the question? Is x negative?
Negative.
So it is yes for all negative number, but no for 0.
0.
So statement 2 also is a maybe. What will be the next step now for me?
So
Combining.
can you repeat the explanation for the second statement?
Yeah, sure. So the question is saying that x cube is non-positive. So the values that I can get are 0 and negative. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So if the values are 0 and negative, what is the question? What is the primary question stem?
Is x negative?
Is x negative? So are you getting a clear-cut answer for that?
Yeah, so x can be 0 also. So it's
0
not.
also. So the answer is maybe, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And people who have understood the answer to this and people who have solved these kind of questions, what I'm doing is I'm sending the entire PDF of this. You can keep on solving the further questions. Just give me 1 second. Just 1 second. I'll just put the PDF in chat so that who are going a little bit ahead can keep on solving the further questions. And you can ask me doubt of any question, okay? I hope all of you have received the file.
Yes.
Yeah. So the answer from the second statement is also maybe. Now, if I combine both the statement, what will happen? The third step is combining. So if I'm combining both the statement, what will happen?
So if x square has to be positive and x cube has to be non-positive, I mean x 0 is it comes under non-positive as well. So we cannot determine, right?
Think again. Can 0 whole square give you a positive number? You need the number which satisfy both, right? That is the meaning of combining. So combining is that I am taking a number. See, I am taking a number whose square should be positive and whose cube should be non-positive, right? This is the meaning. And I have to take a number which satisfies both. Can 0 satisfy both? Is 0 square positive, class? 0 square is not positive, right?
Yeah, it's not.
So 0 square is not positive. So 0 will not satisfy this. So all the numbers that are satisfying both this equation are actually negative numbers, because every negative number will taking the whole square of a negative number will give you a positive number, right? And taking the whole cube of a negative number will give you a non-positive number. So all of you agree that the only kind of numbers that are satisfying are negative numbers? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Is it clear to everyone? 0 does not satisfy this. 0 does not satisfy the first condition.
So both together are only sufficient.
Yes, both together are giving me a straight away yes or no answer. Both together are giving me a definite yes. Right? Is it clear to everyone, class? So because both together are giving me definite yes, if this question comes, what will I mark?
C, right?
Okay. I will mark option C. Both together are sufficient. Is this question clear to everyone? Can I get a thumbs up or a raise of hand from everyone that you understood this? Because this is a very important concept, class, and a lot of you make like very silly mistakes. So you have to like be very careful and focused. Awesome. So it's clear to.
Can you explain the last part, please? The combining
Yeah.
part?
Sure, Sharanya. So the thing is, if I'm combining a number, again, people who have understood this, please solve other questions from the PDF. I have shared the PDF in the chat, and I just don't want anyone to be not clear before I move forward. Okay. So that does not mean you just sit idle and wait. Just solve the question, further questions. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if I'm taking a square of a number, if it is positive, can the number be zero, Sharanya? Can the number be zero? If the square is positive, it cannot be, right?
Hi, Shubham, this side Palak.
Hi, Palak.
Actually, I do have one doubt.
Huh?
Sorry to interrupt you before. The first statement includes x square is positive. Can we include zero also in x here?
No, we can't. That's the whole point, because zero is not positive.
So, but in second statement, when it is comes non-positive, then we are saying it's a zero also. We can.
Yeah, just for the second statement.
So non-positive is not equals to.
Okay. Cool.
No.
Let me just explain this quickly to people who are slightly confused. It's okay. No worries at all. This is the number line. Zero is the neutral zone. Zero is neither positive nor negative. To the right are all positive numbers, and to the left are all negative numbers. And negative numbers are nothing but the same numbers with a negative sign. All of you understand this, right, class? Now, if I say positive numbers, let's say I say positive numbers. What are positive numbers? Positive numbers are the number which will be greater than zero. So all these numbers, do all of you agree, class? But if I say non-positive number, that basically means all numbers except positive numbers. So if I'm taking all numbers except positive numbers, what does that mean?
It includes zero as well.
It will include zero as well. So whenever I'm using the word non, it basically includes zero. But when I'm using the words positive and negative, it does not include zero. It's as simple as that. That's how you should remember it. Is it clear now?
Yeah, Shubham, it's clear. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So coming to the question, the square as positive, zero does not satisfy. Now, if I'm combining the statement, combining means what? Numbers that satisfy both condition, right? So the first condition is being satisfied by all numbers except zero. Can I say this? Because even positive number square is positive and negative number square is also positive. And the second statement is being satisfied by negative numbers and zero. What is common in the both statement? Because we only will take the numbers that satisfy both. The only that are satisfying both are negative numbers. And that was the question. Is x negative? Right? So the answer for that is yes. Now is it clear to everyone? Class?
Yes, Shubham.
Awesome.
Shubham, just to interrupt before we start.
Yes, sir.
So this data sufficiency questions are there, right? You have given 18 questions in the PDF.
Sorry? Yeah.
The 18 questions in the PDF. So
Uh-huh.
where will we get those answers for those 18 questions?
Everything will be shared with you after the class. Like the solutions will be shared after the class. Whatever we are doing in the class, the next mail that you will get, that will have solutions as well.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. And another side note, even if I send you solutions, please make it a habit of not looking at solutions. Because
Yeah.
So like this is for everyone. This is not just for you, Sai. So for everyone, it's very important to build self-confidence. And how will you build self-confidence? When you are able to solve unseen questions by yourself. Simple. Is it taking 5 hours? Give it 5 hours. If it's taking 2 hours, give it 2 hours. Don't get frustrated. Take a break and then come back. But please avoid looking at solutions. If you want, just message me. Shubham, can you give me a hint on this? And please just call me by Shubham, okay? Please do not call me sir and all. If anyone is planning to. First of all, I'm not that old. Also, I'm like 29 years old. And second, I get very awkward. Please don't do that. I'm not knighted by the Queen in England. I don't like being called sir. So just call me by the name, which is Shubham. You can give me a surname also. You can give me a random name also. Just don't call me sir. Bro bhi chalega. Anything works. Like call me bro, dude, whatever you want. Just avoid sir. Okay. And second thing is, please, with me and Rahul, have a personal rapport so that you can ask me anything. So what I'm trying to say is, you can ask me for hint that, you know what, Shubham, I worked on it so much. Can you please give me some hint? I'm stuck. That is better than looking at solution. So this is
Shubham, I can tell you one thing. I
Yeah.
did this initial mistake of looking at answers when I was frustrated within 30 minutes, and then I mean, I failed miserably is what I can say. So
Yeah. So
whatever.
again, like we are telling all of this from experience only, because we know people who rush to look at solutions are not the one who get excellent GMAT score. Excellent GMAT score are actually achieved by the student who bother us with a lot of doubts. Like, let me be very honest. People who actually get very good GMAT score are people who like interact with us a lot, ask a lot of doubt, and ensure that they are not looking at solution. They keep on improving themselves. Okay, so let's come back to ratios and percentages.
Shubham, one last thing. Will you be discussing these questions in class, the one which you send in the PDF?
The DS questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like right now, we just gave you example, and those DS questions has a mix of all the topics. So, whenever today we are doing ratio, proportion, and percentages. Like we will try and do some DS questions of ratio, proportion, percentage in the class. So we will do DS question with every topic.
Okay.
Is it clear? And this PDF is just to give you an overview. So all the question in the PDF does not require any theoretical knowledge. You should try and do them by yourself.
Sure.
Awesome.
Shubham, one more thing. So I was going through these DS questions and I found out few geometry theory questions there.
Yeah.
So
Please,
will it be there?
Please ignore them. This is an old
Okay.
PDF.
Yeah,
And
all right.
do not get geometry questions. I mean, this is a PDF that we
All right.
made for focus edition. Please ignore them. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So coming to ratio and proportions. See, this is where applied math. My voice is echoing. Please, someone can you mute yourself? Can everyone mute themselves? Yeah. So for applied math, this is where it begins. Because ratio is what helps you convert language into numbers. Ratio is the first step which helps you convert language into numbers. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say P and Q's salary is in the ratio of 3 to 5. Or I earn triple than what anyone, Rohit earns. So in simple words, like the simplest explanation is ratio is comparison of two or more numbers. That is what ratio is in the simplest explanation. Ratio is comparison of two or more numbers. So when I say and Q's salary is in the ratio of 3 to 5, so if I paraphrase it, okay, have a habit of paraphrasing and conversing with yourself. That really helps with math. So if I paraphrase that, what I mean is for every rupees 3 that P earns, Q earns rupees 5. This is what it means, right? For every 3 rupees that P is earning, Q is able to earn 5. And if I say I earn triple than what Rohit earns, so for every rupee 1 that Rohit earns, what will I earn, class?
3.
I earn 3. So basically, if I say that Rohit earns 2000, what will I earn? Thrice of that, right? Which will be 6000. Is this clear to everyone, class?
Yeah.
If Rohit earns 250, I earn 750. If Rohit earns 2000, I earn 6000. Oh, I've already taken that. Wow. Somehow I'm obsessed with the number 2000. If Rohit earns 500, I earn 1500.
Can you redefine the logic here, please?
Yeah, so the logic is that the statement is saying I earn triple than what Rohit earns. So whatever that Rohit is earning, my income will be thrice of that. So in simpler terms, my income divided by Rohit's income will always be in the ratio 3/1. So regardless of what Rohit earns, I will earn thrice of that. That is the logic here. So if I am earning, if Rohit is earning 2000, I will earn 3 times of that, which is 6000. If Rohit is earning 250, I'll earn 3 times of that, which is 750. If Rohit is earning 500, I will earn 3 times of that, which is 1500. So my income divided by Rohit's income will always be 3/1. Is it clear? That ratio will be maintained. That is the comparison. That multiple will be maintained. Like whenever you divide my income with Rohit's income, it will always come out to be 3/1. Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. By same logic here, if I say that P is earning 1800, how much will Q earn, class? If I ask you this,
5400. No,
No,
600.
3000.
600.
3000. 600 is a factor. So 3000 is.
it's okay, it's okay.
600. 600.
The answer is 3000. The reason for that is that whatever Q earns divided by what P is earning, which is 1800, will always be equal to how much, class? 5/3. Because for every 3 rupees that P earns, Q earns 5. Now, if I just simply cross multiply here, Q will be equal to 5 into 1800 by 3. I cancel by 3 and I get 600, and the answer that I get is 3000. Is it clear, class?
Yeah.
So, like I said, the ratio is comparison of two or more numbers. The ratio is always constant. Okay. Now, how do I solve if some value is given? Like, let's say A and B's weight are in the ratio 7:9. And then it says sum of their weights is 144 kgs, let's say. Now, if I ask you what is A's weight
70.
and what is B's weight?
6381.
Now, in order to solve this, yes, 63 and 81 is correct. In order to solve this, there are two approaches. Okay. Let's understand both the approaches because, again, like I'm saying, class, the theoretical understanding is very important. So, even if you feel like you know how to solve this, just look at my perspective because I really want you to be theoretically very, very, very sound because GMAT tests you on the simplest of logics. Okay. So under the one way is understanding that out of total 16 parts, 7 is given to A and 9 is given to B. Can I say this, class? Because for every 16 parts, I will give 7 to A and 9 to B. Is it clear?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
that is what is happening, can I say that A's weight will be 7 by 16 into total? Because for every 16 parts, 7 is given to A. So I divide all the total by, if I'm dividing total by 16, what am I getting? The number of parts, right? And out of that, 7 should go to A. So can I write it like this, 7 by 16 into total? Are you able to
Yes.
understand this?
Yes.
So 7 by 16 into 144. 16 will cancel it and give me 9. So 9 sevens are 63. Same by same logic, what will be B's weight, class?
9 by 16 into 150.
9 by 6
81.
into 144. See, the same thing can be explained in a formula. I don't like giving formulas. I can say, you know what, the way to solve this is if the ratio is A is to B, the value of A would be equal to A upon A plus B into total. I don't like all this drama. Okay. I mean, obviously, this is what is happening, but why create formula for something you can understand by logic? Okay. So total parts and A is obviously getting A parts. So A by A plus B into total. This is what will happen. I can write it like this or directly solve it. Okay, so I don't believe in making useless formulas. So the answer for the second step would be 81. Now, the second way to look at this, for that you need to understand that it is based on the underlying concept that ratios can be multiplied or divided by the same number. The reason for that is, Acha, tell me this. Like, let's say I have the ratio 7 by 9. If I'm multiplying it by 3 by 3, will it change the number? What is 3 by 3?
1.
3 by 3 is 1. If you're multiplying any number by 1, will it make any difference?
Nope.
No, right. So that's why ratios can be multiplied or divided by the same number. This is what I mean. So can I say that the value of A is 7K? If the value of A is 7K, then the value of B would be how much?
9K.
I multiplied both numerator and denominator by K. So if I'm representing it in ratio 7K by 9K, K and K will get cancelled. I'll end up getting 7 by 9. Right? So it does not make any difference, but it does make a difference because now I can say that the weight of A is 7K plus the weight of B is 9K. And what is the sum, class?
144.
C.
140. The sum is 144. Now, if I just solve this equation for K, I will get 16K equals to 144, where K will be 9. Can I say this, class?
Yeah.
K is 9, the value of A would be 7 into 9, which is 63, and 9 into 9, which is 1. Is this perspective clear to all of you? You can either use method 1 or method 2 as per your convenience. But are the two methods clear? Let me just zoom out. I love this new Zoom board. I can zoom in, zoom out and all. I feel very powerful. Yeah. Are both methods clear to everyone?
Yes.
Left and right?
Awesome.
So you can use interchangeably. any method that as per your convenience. Okay, this is what fundamentally ratio is. Now, second thing is that you need to understand about ratio is that ratios can also happen for more than two numbers. What's the problem?
Rahul, I have one, I
Mhm.
can say trivial question is what I can say.
No
How
worries.
do, let's say the language is too convoluted, how do we confirm that the paraphrasing that we are trying to do is apt and is to the, I mean, it's the right way of paraphrasing. How do we
That's where
confirm?
that's where practice comes in. You need to believe yourself.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's say you did it for 20 times and I did it in the same way for 20 times. Then you're confident that you know what, I'm paraphrasing it right. Done. And the more you practice, the more confident you will be. Everything is just probability and statistics. So there is nothing like 100% sure, but there is something like 99% sure. So that will come with practice, nothing else. Okay. That's why I said some people have done the hard work in 9 to 12. If you haven't, do it now. As simple as that. That's it. You will have to do the work. I won't. So I can get more admissions if I say there is a magic way of solving this, but honestly, it's not. I end up scaring people more rather than making them believe, because that's the reality. You really have to work. There is no other alternative to that. Okay.
Sure.
So that's why I'm taking questions which will challenge you. I'm not like making it a very rosy class. I can do that. I can be very much want to like, but what will like that will not help you. You'll be like, you know what, the demo classes were so easy, and now that we have enrolled, we are getting to know the reality. I don't want that kind of bad karma on me. Okay, I'm anyway, like I really don't want that. So that's why like I'm just like starting with the challenging parts itself. So if we take more than two numbers also, let's say height of three people. So let's say height of three people A, B, C is in the ratio 2:3:4. Okay, this is the first statement. And total height of all is, let's say, 540 centimeter. Now, if I ask you A's height, B's height, and C's height, what will be the answer?
120,
120,
180.
182.
180 into 40.
Common factor is 90.
So you can say 2 upon sum, 2 by 9 into 540. That is one way of doing this. 3 by 9 into 540 and 4 by 9 into 540. How did this 9 come? 9 is the sum of all the ratios. Second way is seeing 2K, 3K, 4K. So the sum is 9K, 9K is 540, K would be 6T, not 6. So the value of A would be 2 into 60, which is 120. Then this is 180. Then this is 240. So ratios can be more than 2 also, no problem whatsoever. Okay. Moving on. A lot of time what happens is you're given a ratio which is like, let's say A is to B is 4:7. And then you're given another ratio, let's say B is to C. And let's say this is 5:9. And then you are asked to compare A and C. So basically A and C comparison is A is to C. Just let's take a side comparison. Let's say I'm making a recipe of anything. Let's say biryani. Okay. Let's say I'm making a recipe of biryani. So the recipe says for every 4 cups of rice, you should include 7 onions. And then it says for every 5 cups of rice, you should ensure that you're putting in 9 chilies. Okay. And then you give this instruction to someone, and that person is like, but how do I compare onion and chilies? I just need to go buy onion and chilies. So how will they compare onion and chilies? Yes, sir, you're right. So in order to do that, I need to compare onion and chilies to the same quantity of rice, because then understand this. Had the question been 2 cups of rice, 5 onions, and 2 cups of rice to let's say 7 chilies. So you could have directly said that 5 onions. If I'm putting in 5 onions, then I need to put in 7 chilies. The comparison became easier because these are being compared by the same quantity of rice. Are you able to understand this, class? So had the number been same, I would get the answer straight away. Yes or no, class? Are you able to
Yep.
understand?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is make the number of cups of rice same. And in the left hand side, what is cups of rice? B. I mean, obviously, I've written it a little ulta. Now it's the perfect comparison. In order to do that, the first step can be make B equal. How can I make B equal? In both, I can take LCM of 7 and 5. So if I take LCM of 7 and 5, I divide it by 5, I get 7 and 1. And then I divide it by 1, I get 1 and 1. So the LCM would be 35. Can I say this? If the LCM is 35, I multiply the first ratio, A is to B, which is 4 is to 7, by 5, because I want B as 35. So I'll multiply it by 5. And second ratio, B is to C, 5 is to 9 by 7. So I get first ratio as 20 is to 35, and I get second ratio as 35 is to 63. Now that B is same in both, I can say A is to C is 20 is to 63. Can I say this, class? Yes or no? Another way, very simple. First ratio is A by B equals to 4 by 7. Second ratio, B by C equals to 5 by 9. This is ratio number 1. This is ratio number 2. Let's say I just multiply ratio 1 and ratio 2. What will happen? Ratio 1 is A by B and ratio 2 is B by C. B and B will get cancelled. I will get A by C as 20 by 63. Either way is fine. Take the LCM or just cross multiply. Anything works. But you will be able to tackle these kind of questions now. If two different variables are compared to the same variable, you can find the relationship between those two. Yes or no, class?
Shubham, can you quickly pardon once again?
Yeah. No worries here. So what I'm saying is that A is to B is 4 is to 7 and B is to C is 5 is to 9. In order to compare A and C, I need the value of B as equal. B here is 5 and here is 7. So what I did in step 1 was I took the LCM of 7 and 5, which is 5. Now, because ratios can be multiplied by any number. See, it can be confusing if I write it like this, but this is how it is written. But see it like this. A by B is equal to 4 by 7 into 5 into 5. But that is just one, so I can multiply it. So what I get is 20 by 35. And similarly, if I multiply the second, I get 35 by 63. Now that the value of B is same in both, I'm comparing onions and chilies to the same quantity of rice. So the ratio of A is to C will be 20 by 63 only. That's what I have done. Same thing mathematically is much more faster, but this is slightly challenging to comprehend initially for people who are just starting with math, that you know what? In the first equation, B is in denominator. In the second equation, B is in numerator. What if I multiply? B and B is cancelled. All I'm left on the left hand side is A and C. And right hand side is a product of 4 by 7 and 5 by 9. Right hand side is this. So 4 by 7 into 5 by 9 is 20 by 62. Is it clear now?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
basically, I just had a question that obviously the second way of doing it is much faster.
Mhm.
But the thing is, while you do such kind of questions where traditionally we start using the other way. So we don't realize that there is a smaller, like simpler and faster way to do it. So now that you say it, obviously it seems obvious, but you never initially know ki this is the way this way it can be solved. So how
Yeah,
do you
again, the answer to your question is the kind of questions you are answering. The answer asking is the answer is practicing.
Practice.
Even if you don't know the fastest way, it really does not matter as long as you can do it within 2 minutes. How does it
But-
matter?
But Shubham, let's say we have decimals in these aspects or in these questions.
Yeah, I'm
Then
coming to that. That is
Okay.
the next question that I'm doing. I think that will clarify it, Vijay. Okay.
Okay.
Again, class, because this is fundamental theory of ratios, it can be challenging for some of you. I have sent the PDF of pre-work and classwork. If you are very clear with this, you can again keep on solving the question from the sheet. Please understand that all of you should utilize the time. But again, I will recommend all of you to listen because there's a reason why I'm covering everything from the very fundamental basic aspect, because they ask questions from these only. Okay, where they will challenge those fundamental aspects. Now, the question will say, like Vijay mentioned, it can say decimals. That's what I was coming to. So let's say it says A is to B is to C is equal to 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. This can also be the question, right? Who said that the ratios has to be integers? No one ever said that. Ratio can be anything. Let's say the ratios are half, 1/3 and 1/4. And let's say the sum is, please mute yourself. I mean, there's some. Yeah, please unmute yourself whenever you're talking. Otherwise, like I don't want to hear background noise. By the way, I've had like craziest of background noise. There was this one person who was watching Big Bang Theory and studying, and I could identify the episode also. And then for 15 minutes, we started discussing Big Bang Theory. So please don't do that to me. I get distracted very easily. Okay, so please.
Duly noted.
12. So 6 plus 4, 10 and 13. Yeah. So let's say the sum is 520. And now I ask you what is A's value, what is B's value, and what is C's value. So understand this. Whenever you have fractions, the first step that you need to do, there's a one more extra step. That's it. Nothing else. And what is that one more extra step? The denominator has 2, 3, and 4. If I find LCM, the way of finding LCM is, if 2 is common in any number, then divide it. So 2 is common here and 2 is also common here. 2 is still left, so I will divide it by 2 again. 1, 3, 1, then 3. Ensure you get 1, 1, 1 here, and then the LCM is product of this. So the LCM will be how much, class? 12, right?
12.
All you need to do is multiply the first ratio by 12 and then start solving. So the ratio is A is to B is to C, 1 by 2 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 4. All I need to do is multiply this by 12. If I multiply this by 12, 12 by 2, what will be the first term, class?
6,
6. What will be the second term?
4 and 3.
4, right? Now you know how to solve. Now if the ratio is written in this manner, do you know how to solve or not?
Yes.
Now quickly tell me A's value, B's value, and C's value.
240, 160, 120.
Yeah, we'll get K as 40. Yes. So 240 is correct. 160 is correct and 120 is correct. You know how to solve it. So there's one extra step. So Vijay, does this answer your question? If there are fractions, we multiply it by LCM.
LCM.
End of story.
Yep.
Clear?
Okay.
Cool. Now comes the interesting part. Okay. The interesting part, I mean, this is also interesting, but the more interesting part is that ratio on a scale of 100 is percentage. So what does that mean? First of all, let's understand this term once and for all. Percent means per 100 and per 100 means multiplied by 1 by 100. So wherever you see a sign of this, which is this fancy 2 zeros across a slanted line, this always means into 1 by 100. And that's it, nothing else. There is nothing more to it or nothing less to it. That's what a percent means. That's the definition. Percent bole to per 100, 1 by 100. That's it. So ratio on a scale of 100 is percentage. Okay. So I can write the same number as half and 50%. It is just the same way of writing the two numbers, nothing else. What is percent, class? I just explained. What is percent? 50 into 1 by 100. What is 50 by 100? 1 by 2. So if I say half or I say 50%, the only difference is 50% is on a scale of 100. Right? Scale of 100 means denominator mein there is 100. That's it. There is 100 in the denominator. That is what 50% means. Out of 100, 50. End of story. Nothing more, nothing less. Is it clear to you all? Like, if you're clear with this, trust me, like my life would be much more easier and your life would be much more easier. There is nothing more complicated than this. Again, you can make like hundreds of formulas. There is no point. This is what the basic is.
Shubha, may I know how you determined this value?
Of what value? That half is 50%.
No, I've just marked right above this.
Oh, previous question.
Yes.
Okay. See, the ratio overall A is to B is to C is 5 is to 4 is to, 6 is to 4 is to 3. That's what we got. Was it clear till here?
Yes.
So you can do it in two ways. You can say A is 6K, B is 4K, and C is 3K because the ratio can be multiplied by any number. The sum would be 6K plus 4K plus 3K. That would be 13K. This 13K is equal to 520 because the sum is given as 520. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So now I get the value of K as 40. So the value of A is 6 into 40. 6 into 40 is how much? 240.
Okay.
And 4 into 40 is 160 and 3 into 40 is 120. Is it clear now?
Yeah. Got it.
Awesome. So again, ratio on a scale of 100 is percentage. Now there are some practical benefits of this, of taking percentage. The benefits are that comparison becomes easier. Like, let's say, for example, all of us studied from different board. Some of us must have studied from state board. I also studied for a while from UP board, and then I moved to CBSE. So let's say my result says that I got 560 out of 700. Like my school decided to take exam out of 700 marks. And let's say your board or your school decided to take exam out of 600 marks. And the number you got there were, let's say, 450. Is it straight away easier to compare, class? Can you easily compare without like solving and say which number is larger?
No.
No, right? So what happened was that some random person just decided that, you know what, it will be easier if the denominator is 100 for all the numbers. That's it. Like, math evolves because of application and nothing else. Someone decided that, you know what, we really need the denominator same. So what that person did was so revolutionary. He multiplied the number by 100 by 100. That is the entire revolution. And what happened was 0 0 is cancelled here. 560 by 7 is how much? 560 by 7 is how much?
80%.
And that person got it as 80 by 100. And then same thing happened on this number. 0 0 cancelled. What will I get for 450 by 6?
75%. 75 by 100.
So after reading this, can you straight away say that the first is better than second? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right. And someone else also said, you know what, Why bother writing 1 by 100? I'll just write it as 80 by 100 and replace into 100 by the percent sign. Same thing happened here. And that's how, voila, you got percent. Nothing else. This is percent. Percent made our life much more easier because comparison became easier. Now imagine the world of finance without percentage. I mean, it's impossible. You will not be able to analyze anything without percentage. Let's say you decide to invest your money. How do you decide? I mean, there is, let's say, Reliance industry in front of you, and you know Reliance is now giving crazy amount of profits. It's like generating 80,000 crores of profit per quarter. And let's say you have second company, let's say Zomato in front of you. Zomato is generating what, 50, 60 CRs of profit. How do you decide where to invest? Can you just decide on the basis of the, absolute profit?
No.
No.
But if I say that, the Reliance is growing, like it's growing its profit at 12% year on year. And then I say, Zomato is growing its profit at 40% year on year. Which is a better investment class?
Zomato.
Okay, I'm not a SEBI registered person. Please do not take it as investment advice. I'm just using it for explaining you percentage. Okay, so for example, Zomato is generating 40% profit year on year. It is a better investment, even though amount of profit is so less as compared to Reliance. That's what percentage did. Percentage made life so much more easier. I mean, it's easy to compare anything now. Comparing any two or more thing is easiest with percentage. Nothing else. Let's say, for example, you are a retailer, and I will explain you why you do not get Bisleri bottles on every shops anymore. Let's say Bisleri and let's say some rip-off Bilseri. Why do you think people keep Bilseri more at their shops than Bisleri? Because Bisleri is like, I will only give you 5 rupee margin. 5 rupee margin is what? Like 20% return on cost. And Bilseri is like, you take 10, I don't care. 10 is what? 100% return on cost. What will you keep as a shopkeeper? Tell me.
Bilseri.
Yeah, ethics hai bahar mein, who cares? I want money. Money is the main motivator of everything. So how did I understand that, Bilseri is a better product for me to keep? Is because that person is giving me more percentage of margin, because MRP is same for both 2020. I mean, 20 is not the right number here. It will be somewhere around 25, 30. But you understand the gist, right? It makes so many decisions easier when I see it from a percentage point of view than any other thing. Okay, it is possible that there is a costlier product, let's say Himalayan, who is giving like a 20 rupee margin. But because the MRP is so high that your return on cost will be like 20%. So even though the profit margin in Bilseri is lesser, the return is higher. So absolute numbers can be misleading. 100% return is any day better than 20% return, right? Is it clear to everyone? Class, are you able to understand percentage from a fundamental point of view?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Whenever we solve percentage questions, it is a good practice. It is a very good practice to take variable as 100x. And the reason for that is any percentage question will have what? What is the reason here, class?
Denominator will be 100.
Denominator will be 100. So I can take variable as 100x. Then that 100 will get cancelled and my question will become easier, right? And last thing before we start solving question, if I say 30% of y. Mathematically, this means percent means 1 by 100, of means multiply. So if you have to convert this language into math, this is what it means. 30 by 100 into y. Is it clear to everyone, class?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now let's start with questions. Now you need to understand with every arithmetic question that the first step is paraphrasing. Do not start writing immediately. Okay, so let me do this question. The question says 2 buses and a van were employed to transport a class on a field trip. 3/5 of the class boarded the first bus, 2/3 of the remaining student boarded the second bus, and rest of the student boarded the van. When the second bus broke down, half of the students on the second bus boarded the first bus. Okay, cool. So till here, there is one condition given. And what is that condition? That condition is what happened initially. Initially, there was bus 1, bus 2, and a van. Bus 1 got 3/5, bus 2 got 2/3 of total, or 2/3 of remaining. And then van got the rest. Can I say this, class? This is the initial statement. Yes or no?
Yes.
And then what happens is second bus breaks down. Half from here go to bus 1. This is what the question is saying, class. Again, paraphrasing is very important. I mean, initially, if you do it like this, then you can do it orally, but step by step by step. So can I say half of the people will board bus 1? Yes or no? Yes. Now you have 3 numbers that you have to operate with: half, 3 by 5, 2 by 3. If I have to solve this question faster, assume total to be LCM of denominator. What is there in the denominator? 2, 5, and 3. What will be the LCM? LCM of
30.
just take total as 30. If you want, take total as 30x. It really does not matter. But include 30 because that will make calculation much more easier. So let's say the initial value is 30x. Bus 1 will have 3 by 5 of 30x. So 3 by 5 into 30, which will be what? 6, 18x. Can I say this, class? Is it clear to everyone, class? Till here? Akansha, Apurva, Deepan, Kritika, is it clear to you all?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So bus 1 will have 18x students. How much students will be there on bus 2? Yeah, can I get your answer?
3 into 1 minus 3 by 5.
Sorry?
2 by 3 by 5 minus 2 by 3 into 1 minus 3 by 5 into 30x.
Yeah, and like just to put it in simpler terms, bus 1 has 18x people. So how many are remaining, Sanskriti?
1 minus
12.
12,
30.
right?
30 minus 18. Just let Sanskriti answer. 30 minus 18, right?
Yeah,
So that will
12.
be how much?
12x.
12x.
Eight.
So I can say 2 by 3 of, yes, 8x is correct. 2 by 3 of 12x, which will be how much?
8x.
And van has remaining. How many are remaining?
0.
No.
4x.
4x.
4x, 4x, yeah. So remaining is 4x. Okay. So remaining people are how many? 4x. Now, after the accident, what happened?
Okay.
Half from bus 1.
4x.
So 8x into half, which is how much? 4x. Boarded the first bus, right? So how many people are there in first bus? 18x, which is
20.
20. And how many are in the second bus? 4x. How many are in the van?
4.
What is the question? What fraction of the class was on board the first bus, right?
It will
So,
be 11 by 15.
yes, Tanishka, you're right. It will be. So, because it's saying what fraction of total, so I will take bus 1 upon total. Bus 1 has how many people? 22x. Total, how many? 30x. X cancelled. This can be divided by 2. I will get 11 by 15 as the answer. Is this clear to everyone?
Shubham, I have a question
Yeah, yeah.
regarding the LCM that we took. Why did we, what thought triggered us to take LCM of these three numbers? Because situation 1 is different and situation 2 is different, right? So
Yeah.
3 by 5, 2 by 3 and rest.
So,
But then we don't know the total. What triggered us combining the half with 3 by 5 and 2
yeah.
by
So,
3?
so the thing is that at some point of time, you will have to multiply some number by half.
Yes.
So why not
Yes.
take it initially also? Are you getting my point? Because if I took the LCM as 15, then I might to divide an odd number by half and I will get.
Yeah, that becomes difficult.
Yes.
Okay, so to
Yeah.
assume the total,
Yes.
can you give me one more example? I'm sorry that I'm taking the class time, but
One
I am
example
not
of what?
one more example of a similar question. Like I'm
One more example of a similar question.
yes.
Okay, cool. I mean, it can be anything. Like,
And Shubham, another request is, when you're actually writing values, can it be broken down? Like, I know some of us here already know about it, but if you can suppose, like when you were determining bus 2 value, you said 2 by 3 into 12x. So if you can break down instead of asking and then deriving the value.
cool.
Sorry, just another question here. When you, I mean, obviously you've taken an LCM of 2, 5, and 3, but can we assume any number for that matter? Because when you
Yes, you
initially
can.
were,
Yes, you
yeah,
can.
so I took 120 as the denominator and sort of did the math.
No worry, no
That's
problem.
fine.
As long as, see, first of all, as long as it's a multiple of 2, 5, and 3, 120 is. So any
Yeah.
multiple of 30 will make the question easier.
Yeah, cool.
Any number
That's sort of the thought
which
I
is
had.
not a multiple, yes, Apurva. Any number which is not a multiple of 30 will also give you the answer, but it will be lengthier. Nothing else. You can solve it by just taking x.
I understood now.
The
Okay.
explanation will be very untidy. It will be very lengthy. Okay, I will keep this in mind. So basically, I got 12x because bus 1 has 18x. So remaining are 30x minus 18x, which is 12x. And question says bus 2 is 2/3 of remaining. So 2 by 3 into 12x, which is 8x. This is the only step I did not write. I said it orally. So I'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Shubham, I understood the
Yes.
explanation why we took LCM of half, 3 by 5, and 2 by 3.
Okay, awesome.
That's okay.
Great. Thank you, Purya, for helping me out.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
So just
Huh.
to sorry, I'm just to
No worries.
reiterate. So we are taking LCM because at some point of time we have to I mean, the bus 2 has half of some value. So it is better to take the LCM of these three so that we can get a whole number when we multiply it by half.
Yes, in simple terms, I'm avoiding fractions. That's it. Fraction is a
Yes.
nightmare for me. Like, let's say I took the variable as x. So, with Vijay, understand, if I took the variable as x, bus 1 will have how many students? 3 by 5x, which is 0.6.
Yes.
Then I will subtract, I will have 0.4 remaining. Then taking 2 by 3 of that will be a pain. It will give you even complicated fractions. So why go into fractions? Okay, fraction is a nightmare for me. I will avoid fraction as much as possible. That's why here I said that whenever you have percentage question, what do you take variable as? 100x. That is the exact thought. Because I don't want fractions. Fractions complicate the question, like the steps. Is it clear? Now let's do this question quickly. And here you need to understand the importance of language. Okay. So the question says at company X, a person's pay is increased by the same dollar amount every year that he or she works for company X. Since Joe started with company X, he has seen 10 such raises. And the ratio of his pay now to his pay when he started is 5:2. What is the ratio of Joe's yearly pay increase to his starting pay? Again, now break down the question. Just understand this and you will be very good with arithmetic. So the first thing, the first statement is basically what it's doing. This is a context statement. This is just telling you what is happening. There is a company X where the increment is of same value every year. Is this clear to everyone, class? This is what the first statement is giving you. First statement is giving you context. And what is the context? What is the context? Anyone?
That every year the same amount is increasing.
Yes, not percentage. Is it saying that it will be increased by the same percentage? Because usually appraisal are at percentage, right? But it's saying by the same dollar amount. So let's say that value is $Y. So what this means is, let's say my salary is 100 right now in year 1. What will be my salary in year 2, class?
100 plus 10y.
Just Y. 10 by 10. Like that is after 10 years. Do not mix the second statement. I'm just asking year 2. Year 2, I will get $Y raise, right? And year 3, what will happen? I will get again a $Y raise. So 100 plus Y will be 100 plus 2Y. Yes or no? Is it clear to everyone, class? So similarly, it's saying that you will get 10 such raises. Now, if you're getting 10 such raises, let's say initially you were earning let's say X dollars. So my initial income is X. After 10 raises, my income is X plus 10Y. Can I say this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now what I have done, I have used the second statement till here, which is basically giving me how to assign variables, which is helping me in finding how to assign variables. Is it clear till here, class? The last statement is giving me the relationship. The relationship is if I divide initial value by after 10 value, I will get 5. Acha, pay now ulta. Sorry, my bad.
I
Value
have a doubt.
after 10 upon initial is equal to 5/2. That is explained in the last statement before the question. Yes, someone was saying something?
Yeah, Tanishka here. How did you get X plus 10y? Like how did you get 10?
Tanishka, so the question says that since Joe started with company X, he has seen 10 such raises. So let's say you got 10 raises of $Y. How much will you earn extra, Tanishka? 10Y, right?
Yeah, no, I got that. But like
Mhm.
every year, like year 2 it's 100 plus y, then it's y year 3 is 100 plus 2y. So wouldn't you like add up the y's would be y plus 2y plus 3y plus 4y?
No, because you're not asked the sum of all the years. No, you're asked the value of the 10th, 11th year, because after 10 raises, you'll be in the 11th year. You will add the values if it's asked the total money that you have earned in the 11 years.
Got it, got it.
Okay, you will add, but in that scenario. Is it clear now, Tanishka?
Yeah.
So now if I define this ratio, after 10 years, the value is X plus 10y and initial value is X. This is equal to 5/2. Now, if I cross multiply this, I will get 2x plus 20y is equal to 5x. And that will give me 3x equals to 20y. And what is the question? What is the ratio of Joe's yearly pay increase to his starting pay? So that basically means y by x, right? Can I say that that means y by x?
Yes.
And if I cross multiply, I get y by x as 3 by 20. Is it clear to everyone, class?
Yes.
Yes, clear to everyone? Awesome.
Can you please explain how you get y by x?
Because that's what the question is asking, ratio of increase to initial pay. What is the initial pay that I took?
Yeah, but why? I get that initial pay that we were assumed is x, but then why we have because increment. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, let's start with some good questions. Yeah, let's solve this. I'll just drink water and come. Just give me 1 minute. Please solve this question. And again, if you are able to solve these quickly, you have both the PDF. Do not waste time. Keep on solving the PDF. Okay. Yes. So how can we begin this question? So okay, let's start with the step. Can someone paraphrase the question for me? Anyone? Do not give me the solution, just paraphrase. Like I said, paraphrase is a very important step.
Okay, so basically this
Yes.
sales role offers a salary in two parts. So it's like fixed cost plus like a variable kind of thing. And the first year is 12,800, a total sale. And out of that, the fixed cost plus variable is 4,320. Then in February, it is the same way. It's 16,200 is the sale, and the fixed cost plus variable is 4830. And for March, it is, yeah, March they were asking us to find the sale value, but we know the fixed cost.
No, we don't know the fixed cost. We know
No,
total.
we know the salary, which is like a fixed thing plus a variable, which is 55,040.
Yes,
So
yes.
we have like three equations of sort.
Okay.
And
So rather than going into three equations, what is the number we need to find? Okay, let me ask this. What is
yeah,
the
so
number that we need to find?
we need to find the sales value for March.
Sales. Yeah, that is what we need. That is the final thing we need to find. Yes, Apurva, you were saying something?
I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, I don't know, but I was thinking maybe we should figure the fixed component so that we can
Yes. You will get the fixed component only after what? The first thing
find
will
the
Variable
that
factor.
percentage, the sales percentage.
yes, sales per basically the commission. So
Correct.
in simple terms, this question is saying that the company will pay you a fixed salary plus commission. Okay. So you will get the fixed salary regardless of how much sales you make. You will also get commission. If I find out the commission first, like what is the percentage? Some people work at 20% commission, some people work at 10%, some at 30%. It's different for all companies, right? That is the first thing you need to find. How much commission am I getting on my sales? Once you will get commission, then you will get fixed. Once you have fixed and commission, you can tell the total sales of March. This is what I mean by figuring out algorithm. Obviously, not everyone can do it in first step. That is the whole point of me going from scratch, explaining everything at the most fundamental level, because this is a question you can expect in Gmat. Not kidding. Like this is a moderate level question. I won't even say this is a very high level question. This is a moderate level question you can expect in Gmat. Yes, Vinay, you want to say something? Okay.
No.
Yeah. So the first step would be for me to find commission. Now I start solving. People who don't do this are the people who fail, because they have this confidence that they need to do the question fast. So they don't even need to figure out algorithm and just start solving. But what will you solve? Now you have a clear direction. You know that the first thing I need to find is commission. Second is fixed. Then I will be able to get third, which is sales in March. This is what a good Gmat question is, which will make you solve multiple things. Had it been an easy question, you can directly find what is being asked, which we were doing before also. Okay, that is the only difference between a tricky question and easy question. You have intermediate values. That's all. So now,
but I don't understand why it's the commission that we need to find out first, because we don't know
okay,
the
how will you find the
cost
sales?
either.
Let's say you have $5040. How do you know? Like this is what you earned without knowing the sales commission. How do you know how much sales have you made in March? Rather,
But we also don't know what is the fixed thing, right?
yeah, but once you get the sales commission, then only you can get the fixed. Nothing else. Are you getting my point?
No, I'm still confused as to why you have to take that first.
Okay, then find the fixed component first. Maybe you will understand that way. That's not an issue. If you want, find the fixed component first. But how will you find the fixed component? Tell me this. There are three things. Sales. You know you cannot find sales without fixed component and commission. Yes, the answer is correct. You can do the further questions from the classwork, Shreya. You have the PDF, right? Sanskriti, your answer is also correct.
So question we need to ask ourselves while solving this is, what is the variable component of the salary that is given dependent on, which is the sales part?
Yes, yes. More than that, the question you need to ask yourself is how to start. Because
Yes.
once you know how to start, you can solve the question. Then it's just math.
Yes. Yes.
The challenge is converting this into math. I mean, right now, this is like a 4-line question. You will get like a 7-8 line question. once we move forward. Like, remember the bus question? I immediately started solving it. If you have to solve it by yourself, you will take a lot of time in thinking, right? That thinking is very important. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay. So once you start solving, you will not understand that the first thing is commission. Okay, let's say the fixed pay. Yes, you are right. Answer is correct. Everyone has the classroom sheet, right? I will send it again. If you're done with this question, please start solving other questions. Because anyway, we will not be able to cover all the questions. So I want you all to not waste time and apply the logic in other questions also. I've shared it again in the chat class. Okay, so let's say the fixed pay is X. Okay. And variable pay is, let's say, Y% of sales. I can make these statements, right? That fixed pay is X. Just give me 1 second. I think I've zoomed in too much. And by the way, if you have not figured it out by yourself, you can just explore the board, zoom in, zoom out at any time. And if you want, I can share this whiteboard also after class with the recording. So you can just go through everything that's being done in the class. Yeah. So like I said, let's say the fixed pay is X and variable pay is Y% of sales. So if I say that in January, Xavier made $4,320. So can I write it like this? 4320 is equal to fixed pay X plus Y%, which is Y by 100 into total sales, which is 12,800. This is clear to everyone, right? Class, fixed plus variable. Variable is some commission. Let's say that is Y%. This is clear to everyone, right? Class? Let's write it for the month of February. 4830 is equal to X plus Y by 100 into 16,200. Okay. Now let me simplify these two. 100, 00 will cancel, 00 will cancel. The first statement will be 4320 equals to X plus 128Y. The second will be 4830 is equal to X plus 162Y. Now, in order to solve this, what is best for me, class? Tell me, what is best?
You can subtract a variable here.
Yes, so the best way to solve this for me, because one variable, the coefficient is same. Whenever the coefficient is same in one variable, just subtract the equations. So I can do equation 2 minus equation 1. So basically 4830 is equal to X plus 162Y and 4320 is equal to X plus 128Y. Left hand side, if I subtract, what will I get? 510. Right hand side, XX cancelled. 162 minus 128 will be how much?
34.
So Y is equal to 510 upon 34. So Y is how much, class?
17.
Is it 15% if I cancel it out? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So Y is 15. So basically, the commission that we are getting is 15%, right? Is it clear till here?
Yes.
Now, once I got this, put the value of Y in either of the equation. So 4320 is equal to X plus 128 into 15. What will I get the value of Y? What is the value of Y? Oh, sorry, value of X. I'm so sorry. So value of X will be how much? 4320 is equal to X plus 128 into 15. And 128 into 15 is how much, class?
1920.
1920. So X is how much? 4320 minus 1920, which will be
2,400.
See, did we predict this or not? That the first thing that we will get is commission. Second thing that we'll get is fixed pay. And after getting these two, what will I get? Sales of March. See, this is what happened. Now with practice, you will be able to find how to do even quicker. And that step is very important because after that, it's just math. Like you don't need to think, you just need to solve. So think first and then solve. That's it.
So how do we like, because the reason I was asking that I've only just realized is that I was thinking in terms of that the commission would be different in different months, the percentage.
No. This is clearly mentioned that there's a variable component as a percentage of sales. So if you do more sales, you get more variable money. So the month in which you do more sales, you'll get more money, right? But that
Yeah,
doesn't mean that
but
the
we don't know if the percentage, like
no, from the language we know.
percentage is the same.
From the language we know. Otherwise, we can't solve. If percentage fluctuates, then you can say the answer cannot be determined. Think about it. You will have so many variables, you can't even find the answer. Are you
Yeah.
getting the point?
Yeah, but I just can't find where it says exactly that it's the same, because I've like,
What
if
you're
it's only me doing the question, I will not be able to tell.
what you're confusing is the language says variable component as a percentage of sales. You're assuming that to mean that the percentage of sales is variable. No, the amount of money you can earn as a percentage of sale is variable. So if you do more sales, you can earn more. If you do less sales, you can earn less. But what percentage you get of sales is fixed. Are you getting my point now?
Yeah, but it's just this thing of trying to get the language of the question sometimes.
That takes time. That takes time in practice. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. That is the biggest challenge with arithmetic. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. So now I have fixed pay. Now I have variable pay. So if I know that I earned 5040, that will be equal to what? Fixed pay, which is 2400, plus variable pay, which is 15 by 100 into sales. So 15 by 100 into sales will be equal to how much? 2640. Yes or no, class?
Yeah.
Can I say this? So sales would be equal to 2640 into 100 divided by 15. $880 into 20. 880 into 20 will be 17,600. And this is the answer. Like I said, a tough question will make you solve intermediate things and then get you to the final answer. This is a classic Gmat level question. Is it clear to everyone, class? See, again, this is looking large because I've written every step. With practice, you can do it with writing half the steps. But first, you need to practice like this. If you want to master, initially, you will have to write everything. Otherwise, you will make mistakes. Like, had this been a question in the exam, I probably would have written like this much only, not this entire thing. I wrote this entire thing so that you understand every thought process, every step. Okay. Do not have this assumption that, okay, if I do this many steps in Gmat, how will I ever be able to solve? Don't get into that kind of thinking. You will get faster. Trust me on this. But first, accuracy. Accuracy is much more important than speed. Don't worry upon speed. Leave speed on me. I will handle speed. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? And again, there is no shortcut. There is no fast trick. There is no tips that can happen apart from understanding fundamentals. So no question is stupid question. Have an interaction with me. It's absolutely okay. Cool. So I think we all deserve a 4 or 5 minute breather. So I'll give you all like a 5 minute break. That's it. Till 12:30. Those who do not want a break can keep on solving the question from the PDF. Others just go have water, listen to song, reply to messages. If you were not doing concurrently, just do all of that and we'll start again at 12:30. Cool.
Hey, Shubham, just a quick question here. So I know you've given the PDF for pre-work, last week, right? So we were able to do some questions last week or so. I just had some, I guess for me, the profit and the mark price, sale price questions are the ones I found difficulty in. I was wondering if we can go through those in the second half, as in once
Yes,
after we come back from break.
so Apurva, that's the structure. Once we are done with the break, I will explain you the theory of cost price and all, and then do questions of that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the agenda of the last half of the class.
Okay.
And for people who have
Okay. All right.
for people who have doubts, once the class is over, I can stay back for half an hour and clear all your doubts. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And even after that, if you feel a problem, class, feel free to message me or Rahul, whoever you want to message, and you can ask me any questions. Ask us any question. And just to give you context, like how the classes are broken down is I will cover up arithmetic and reading comprehension and data insights. These are the three things that I cover. Rahul covers algebra and number system and critical reasoning. So this is how we teach theory, but that does not mean you cannot ask us question from other topic. It's just that the way we present these topics suit us better. That's why we have distributed it like this. But again, you can ask us any question, any doubt. And once the class is over, once those of you who decide to enroll with us, we will create a WhatsApp group. So as soon as we have a WhatsApp group, you can ask as many doubts as you want. You can send me that personally as well. So no issues about doubts, because doubt is the most important thing of your prep. If you're not asking doubt, you're not learning as much as you can. Okay.
Also, Shubham, after 12:30, what kind of duration are we looking at? Will it be over by 1:31?
Yeah.
Is there...
I was planning to wrap it up by 1:15. I just want to do 2-3 profit and loss questions.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
I will also keep on increasing pace class by class. Like today, I'm going very, very, very slow. In next class, I will challenge you a little bit more, then a little bit more. It's like gym. I'll keep on increasing the weight as much as required. And you all also have to be ready and prepared for that, because then only you can build muscles to get a good score in Gmat.
But then for gym, there are supplements, Shubham, not for brain.
There are. I mean, you just need to come watch the video, do it again and again. I mean, that's the work you have to do.
So ideally also after this class, right, would you also kind of tell us the way forward on how we should practice? Because there's pre-work, and I mean, I had some questions even in the concept deck that you all sent, right? So would you advise us to kind of do all of that again? So yeah, that would be super helpful if you tell us.
Definitely. So last 10-15 minutes or every class is way forward.
Cool.
So that's how it is structured. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
We'll tell you everything you need to do for the next week.
Done.
Okay, let's begin. Now, if I talk about, just give me 1 second. The biggest application of percentage. Okay, the biggest application of percentage are in two topics. One is profit and loss, and other is CISL, which is compound interest and simple interest. Both profit and loss and compound interest and simple interest are important from the point of view of Gmat. But today, what we'll do is we'll go through profit and loss. The first thing that I want to make absolutely clear is that there is nothing like formula. Till now, we haven't created a single formula. Ratio was basically comparison of two numbers. Percentage was basically ratio on a scale of 100. And profit and loss is basically a application of percentage, nothing else. Now, by definition, there are three types of prices. The first is cost. Cost is basically cost incurred by seller, whoever is selling. Whatever cost, whatever money that was logged in capital or logged in inventory, that is basically the cost. Okay, that is the cost incurred by the seller. Then there is marked / label price. Marked and label price is what is mentioned on the product, which in India is basically what class? India, what is this called?
MRP.
MRP. So whenever you go see the MRP, that is the label price or mark price. Okay. The third price is selling price. Now just be slightly careful, which there is a very slight difference between mark price and selling price. Selling price is the final transaction value. And what is final transaction value? Final transaction value is the answer to the question that we ask with negotiation. How much will it cost me? That is the final transaction value. So whenever you go to shop and a person says that, you know what, this is for 200 rupees, and then you're like, how much will it cost me? And if the person says that if it's 150, then the selling price is 150. Selling price is the final transaction value, or in other words, money paid by the buyer.
Shubham, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we lost you for a
We
second.
lost you. Yes.
Is it fine now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think just 1 second. Yeah. So selling price, in other word, is money paid by the buyer. Is it clear till here? All the three prices? Class?
Yeah.
Now, whenever something weird is happening, just give me 1 second. Yeah, fine now. Now, whenever mark price is equal to selling price, that is the case of no discount. Whenever mark price is higher than selling price, or in other word, you paid lesser than what is marked, there is discount. Apart from this, whenever selling price is greater than cost price, you have a profit. And whenever cost price is greater than selling price, you have a loss. You have a loss because you invested more money than you got, and you get a profit when you get more money than you invested. So this is profit and loss in a nutshell. Now, whatever is written here in language just needs to be converted into math. That's it. So if I convert it into math, the first three things that we get is profit is selling price minus cost price. Loss is cost price minus selling price. And discount is mark price minus selling price. Is it clear to everyone till here? Everyone? Class?
Yes.
Yep, clear.
Now, profit percentage will be equal to how much? Like if I ask you, what is the profit percent? So profit percent will be the profit you earned divided by the initial value, which is always cost, into 100%. Okay. So whenever you calculate percentage, percentage is always calculated on the initial value, unless mentioned otherwise. Now, what do I mean by unless mentioned otherwise? I think I've told this to some of you when I was having an appointment with you, but in my Gmat attempt, the question I got was profit is 30% of sales price. So what does this mean? That profit percent is calculated on what, class? If it's
Selling price.
selling price. But technically, traditionally, we calculate it on cost.
Cost price.
So the profit is on our cost, right? On our real numbers. How can we calculate profit on what we are getting a money as? So Gmat can confuse you like this, but percentage is always calculated on initial value unless mentioned otherwise. Similarly, loss percent will be equal to how much? Loss upon cost, 100%. Again, these are not formulas. These are just way of representing using the percentage. Okay. And finally, discount percent. Discount percent is discount upon what? What will I take as denominator, class?
Mark price.
Yes, because initial value is mark price, no? If you go and if you see, like, let's say you like a dress whose cost is 25,000. And then the seller says, you know what, I will give you 20% discount. So what do you calculate 20% on? You immediately calculate it on 25,000, right? And you see, oh, I'll get 5,000 off. So that's why discount is always discount upon mark price into 100%. Is it clear, class? Theoretically?
Can you repeat about this percentage, 30% of sales price?
uh, I'm just saying that if it mentions that you need to calculate percentage on anything else apart from cost price, it will be mentioned in the question. So if a question says, then in the denominator you will not take cost, you will take sales price.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it will always be cost. So what I'm trying to tell you is Gmat will question you in language. So the thing is, you instinctively, as soon as you see percentage, you assume denominator as cost.
Yes.
And Gmat is very smart. They will give you an option also where you can calculate the answer with cost. But you need to be very careful with the wording that is mentioned in the question.
Okay, got it.
And this is what happened to me in my Gmat attempt. That I was just giving you an example.
Got
Is
it.
it clear now? Awesome. Now moving on. Now listen to what I have to say very carefully. I mean, this is a very, very, very important concept that you all need to know and understand, which will make your life very easy. Okay. Any percentage increase or decrease can be represented as a multiplication. If you understand this, you will do arithmetic questions like orally like this. Very simple. Okay. And a lot of lengthy questions will become very short. So the concept is that any percentage increase or decrease can be represented as a multiplication. Now, what that multiplication is, let's say I'm taking simple figures. Okay. My cost is rupees 100. Okay. And my profit is 25%. What will be my selling price?
125.
100 plus 25 by 100 into 100. That's how we'll do it, right? So 100 cancel and I get it as 125. But can I say that 100 into 1.25 will also give me the same value?
Yes.
Yes, 100 into 1.25 is also giving me the same value. Or in
Yeah.
other words, 100 into 1 plus 25 upon 100. What is happening? Will give me the same value. So either a 25% increase can be equated to a 1.25 multiplication. Are you able to understand this, class? Yes or no?
Yes.
Let's say, okay, this is a very light color. This one. My cost is 250 and my profit is 20%. So now I can quickly do this like this, no? 250 into 1 plus 20 upon 100, which is 250 into 12 by 10, 0 cancel, 25 into 10, 300. Is this the same thing as increasing 20% if you do it the traditional way, class?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing can be done for loss or discount. Like, let's say my cost is 600 and my loss percent is 30%. So if I do it the traditional way, 600 minus 30 by 100 into cost, which is 600, 0 cancel, 600 minus 180, which will be 420. I can say this, right? Or I can say 600 into 1 minus 30 by 100. Why did I take minus here? Because the loss means decrease, right? So basically I can write it as 600 into 7 by 10, 0 cancel, 616 into 7 is 420. Are both the methods clear, class?
Yeah.
So to summarize it, initial value multiplied by 1 plus or minus x by 100 is equal to final value. Plus in case of percent increase and minus in case of percent decrease. Are you able to understand this, class? So any percentage increase or decrease can be represented as a multiplication. Is this clear now, class?
Yes.
This helps a lot. Let's say, for example, I give you a question. I sold an item at rupees 500 and earned 25% profit. What was my cost? So now if I do it the way I have understood, let's say whatever my cost is, cost will be multiplied by 1 plus 25 by 100 and I will get the selling price, which is 500. Right? So cost into 125 by 100 is equal to 500. So cost will be 500 into 100 upon 125. 25 5s are 25 4s are 5 cancel 100, 100 into 4, 400. Done. Are you able to understand this method, class?
Yeah.
Everyone, can I get a raise of hand from everyone? Is everyone able to understand this? Abdul, Akshay, Alok, Apurva, Deepan, Keshav, Kritika, Mikhail, Payas, Ria, Patu, Sai, Sakshi, Sharanya, Suraj, Tanishka, Vinay, Kushika, and Nia. It's clear to everyone?
Yes.
Awesome. So as you can see, this makes our life easier, right? I mean, imagine solving this the traditional way. And once you become good with this, you will solve it like this. Okay, 500 into 4 by 5, 400. Once your rough work start looking like this, then you've become good with profit and loss. But it will not happen immediately. But this will happen. So if like multiplying factor, this thing makes our life so much easier. Can't even I can't even explain the importance of this in words. And this makes so many questions so much easier. Okay, this is clear to everyone, class?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's take profit and loss questions. Profit and loss. Okay, I'll just take one moderate question and then I'll take one really good question. Okay, I'll tell you the trick that I use, that I have always been using. Even when I was preparing for myself, when I wanted to get into IIMs, when I started preparing for CAT in 2017 or 18. So what I used to do was, I mean, it's slightly ridiculous, but it really helps me. I see every question as a 2 cent question or a 2 rupees question. Like I don't give any weightage to any question. Like I demean the question so much that you know what, this is such an easy question that even if it is not easy, I have the confidence of approaching it. This I learned from a friend in Kota. So whenever I used to go to him with a problem, damn it, why did I expect that this will happen? Can you hear me now, class? Am I audible?
Yes, now.
Yeah. Sorry, light. There was a power cut. So what I was saying was, so whenever you see a question, you should be like, oh, this is such a 2 cent question. I'll be able to solve it. Like, see every question as a 2 cent question. Nothing more, nothing less. And once you start seeing questions like these, you'll be able to solve so many questions. Like you will never have a confidence problem. Okay. So now let's come to the question. The question says that a certain manufacturer increases its gross profit on a product from 10% of the cost to the product to 15% of the cost by changing the selling price. If the new selling price was 92 and cost of the product remained the same, what was the old selling price? Okay. Cost into 1 plus 15 by 100 is equal to 92. Now all of you understand this, class? So cost into 115 upon 100 is equal to 92. Cost is 92 into 100 upon 115. If you solve this, you will get answer as 80. See if you're getting the answer as 80. Yes or no, class? You'll get the answer as 80, right?
Yes.
Now that cost is 80, I want selling price at 10%. So that would be 80 into 1 plus 10 by 100, which is 80 into 11 by 10, 0 cancel, $88. So did you get the answer as $88, class?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, let's do this question.
Hey, hi, Shubham.
Yeah.
Just a small doubt actually.
Tell.
Not with respect to this question, but if when I looked at the classwork practice, right, they all look like equations and algebra kind of problems, but not ratio proportion, or am I wrong in that?
Any question in arithmetic, if you need to solve, you will need to create an equation.
Okay.
But that by default does not make it an algebra question.
Okay.
Okay, algebra questions will be very different. So this would algebra question would look like once again. This is algebra.
Okay. Okay.
Arithmetic will always have a step of converting language into math. Algebra will not have that step. But then it will be complicated because now it has absolute value. Is it clear?
Yeah, got it. Got it.
Is the answer 10%? Did anyone get the answer as 10% of this question? Denominator has 3 here, right, class? If denominator has 3, what have I said before?
1/3.
I mean, yeah, like it is 1/3 in the ratio. But if the denominator has 3, like if you have to assume cost,
A
just
multiple of it,
3,
right?
a multiple of 3. And I have said that whenever you solve percentage question, definitely have 100 in it. So why not just take the cost as 300x? It satisfies both things. Like I said, whenever you have to assume variable, take in percent, whenever percent are involved, take variable as 100x. But because the percentage also has 3 in denominator, I took the variable as 300x. Is it clear to everyone, class? So profit would be how much? 100 by 3 into 300x. 100 by 3%. So 100 by 3 into 100. Can I say this, class? So profit will be how much? 100x? Yes or no? The profit will be how much? 100x?
Yes.
So the MRP that the person wants to fix will be how much? Cost plus the ideal profit the merchant wants to earn, which is 100x. So MRP is 400x. Yes or no? Now,
Yes.
if I want a final profit of 20%, I want a final profit of 20%. That means 300x into 1.2, 360x. So if I want a final profit of 20%, I need to sell it at 360x. So my selling price will be 360x. My MRP will be 400x. Is it clear to everyone, class?
I didn't get the cost is 300x.
I assume that to solve the question. So I have said that whenever you have to assume a variable in percentage, don't take it as x, take it as 100x, right? I mentioned, right? Now, because the percentage, one of the percentage has 3 in the denominator. So rather than taking it as 100, I took it as 300 for easier calculation. Just to clarify, you could have solved this question by just taking 30 rupees or 60 rupees. You'll get the same answer. But I took it as 300x. Okay. So that is the assumption. After that, I've gotten selling price and mark price. Is it clear now? So how much discount? Yes.
Can you take cost price as 100 and solve this because I did that and I'm not getting the correct answer.
It would be lengthier. That's it. You will get the correct answer, but it would be lengthier.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that my solution, the answer is not correct. So I just want to see where I went wrong.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll do that. It will be slightly lengthier. So this will be how much? 40x. Yes or no? Because MRP is 400, I'm paying 360. So if mark price is 400, I'm paying 360, I'm getting a discount of how much? 40. And like I said, on what do we calculate the discount percent? We calculate the discount percent on
MRP.
XX cancel, 0 cancel, 10. So the answer that I get is 10% discount. Is it clear to you all, class? Yes or no?
If you could explain the question again, please.
Where are you stuck? Just walk through the question with me.
After the cost, we assume the cost to be 300x. And then
okay, Abdul, before solving, there are 2 scenarios. What are the 2 scenarios? One is the ideal percent I want to earn. So basically, I created a margin for myself. The margin for myself is 100 by 3.
Okay.
as a percentage. That's what the first statement is saying, right?
Uh-huh.
Marked price of an article is worked out in such a way that it generates a profit of 100 by 3. Oh, Sanskriti, you got it. So you just 1 second, Abdul. Sanskriti, you will get the answer as 10. It's just that it will be lengthier calculation. That's it.
Yeah, I just took the marked price as 100 by 3 by mistake. It should
No,
have been
100
400.
plus 100 by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So Abdul, there are two scenarios. First scenario is if I'm selling it at MRP, I'm expecting a profit of 100 by 3%.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, what I did, cost I took as 300x.
Okay.
And then I added the 100 by 3% profit. So 100 by 3 of 300x will be how much? 100x.
100x. Okay.
Because 100 by 3 is technically 1/3. So 1/3
Mm-hmm.
100 is 100. Now
Okay.
added that margin in my cost. My cost was 300. I added the
Yes.
margin of 100. So I got MRP as 400. Is it
400x.
clear?
Yes, yes.
Now the question is saying, how much discount can I afford such that I still earn 20%?
Okay.
So how much maximum discount can I give on this MRP in such a way that I still get 20%? So the first step that I did was, I need to earn 20% on what? On my selling price.
Uh-huh.
So the next step that I did was that I took 20% of cost.
Okay.
So 20% of cost is 60. Because
Okay.
20% of 300 is 60, and I added it to the cost. So basically, the money that I need to receive from the buyer is 360,
Mm-hmm.
right? And MRP is 400. So how much discount am I giving?
Okay. So 40
40.
rupees with the
And
discount.
40
Okay.
discount is given on MRP. So 40 by 400, which is 10%.
Okay. Okay.
Is
I
it
get
clear?
it. Yeah. Thank
Just
you.
for perspective, class, so that this debate is closed once and for all. Even if you did it this question with like 60 rupees, which is a multiple of 3, let's say the cost price is 60 and you want to do it with 60, you will get MRP as 80, because 60 plus 100 by 300 into 60 will be 80. Then you will get selling price as 72, because 60 into 1.2. And then you will get the discount as 8. So discount percent would be 8 by 80 into 100, which is 10%. So any number is fine. It's just that if you take the number with a multiple of 3, it will be convenient because the percent change is 1/3. And also have a 10 because another percent change is 20%. So if you have both 10 and 3 in your number, 30, 60, 600, 6,000, 60,000, your calculation will be easy. If you have neither 3 or miss out on 10, your calculation will be lengthier, like how Sanskriti did it. Sanskriti took cost price as 100. So it might have been slightly, like you will get fractions. That's it. You still get the answer, but you will get fractions. Right? Okay. So initial number does not matter. We take initial numbers such that our calculations are easier. Is it clear to everyone, class?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll take 2 more questions for today, okay? This is like the second last question, and then I'll explain what to do for the next 2 classes. Sanskriti, you've gotten everything right. Just read the last line. Abdul, 100 by 7 into 100%. This is correct. So basically 10,000 by 7 is the answer. 10,000 by 7 will be 1428.8%. So 1,429% is the answer. I love this. Oh, this is like the best feeling for me when people like understand. Okay, so let's look at the question. The question says, in the year-end clearance sale, a music system is discounted by D%, and then it is discounted by another 3D% on the previous discount amount. The original price of the music system is what percent of the final value if the initial discount percent is 30%. Okay, because it is 30, I can take MRP as 100 and solve it. So first, if I give 30% discount, what will I get, class?
70.
70.
I'm left with 70 because 30% is 30. Now on this 70, I will get 3 into 30 because that is what the question is saying.
I think I got confused here because it's at 3D% on the previous discount amount. So I wasn't sure if it's on the 30 or if it was on the 70.
Previous discounted amount means the value that you will pay after the discount.
Got it. Okay. All right. All right.
So that will be 70. 30 to anyway you're not paying, right? Because you got the discount.
Got it. Okay.
So 3 into 30 will be 90%. And 90% of 70 will be basically 63. So 70 minus 63. That will be 7. So basically I'm left with rupees 7. Is it clear to everyone, class? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So now I'm left with rupees 7. Initially, I started with 100. Now the question is saying the original price is what percent of the final price. That means original in the numerator, final in the denominator into 100%. This is what the language is asking you. Like I said, they can mess up the language. This is an OG question. OG means official guide question. Official guide means retired Gmat questions. So this was asked in Gmat to someone. That's what they do. They confuse you in the language. So the question is original price is what percent of the final price. So original in the numerator, final in the denominator into 100%. If I solve this, I will get 10,000 by 7%, which is approximately 1429%. Are you able to understand this, class?
Yes.
It is not 7%. 7% is final price is what percent of the original price. Okay, they can ask you 3 things here. Had they asked final price is what percent of the original price, then the answer will be 7%. Okay, they can also ask you what will be the net discount on this also. Let's say they ask you what is net discount. What will be the answer, class?
93.
93. Because the net discount is 93%. Because you're paying 7 when the price is 100. So you're getting a discount of 93. So 93 upon MRP, which is 100 into 100%, which is 93%. They can ask anything. Net discount, final upon original, original upon final. Is it clear, class?
Yes.
To everyone? Are you getting some confidence in ratio, proportion, and profit and loss? And that's the least that I want. Have some confidence. I mean, obviously, you'll need to practice. But are you getting some confidence in these topics? Yes or no, class?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So, just one second.
Shubham, in the previous session, last week's session, you had mentioned that every topic requires at least 200 to recognize the patterns of questions so that we can understand and then build a confidence about the verbiage that is present. So now profit and loss and percentage ratio, we have to solve 200 questions to get at least some idea about the verbiage and how to paraphrase the language that has been provided.
Okay. Last week we had a webinar for those who did not attend. That webinar was about focus edition. That's it. So in that webinar, I mentioned that whenever you're preparing for quant, the idea is to aim for 200 questions per topic. It can also mean doing 50 questions 4 times or doing 100 questions twice. But the number that you're aiming for is 200. So right now, whatever you have has 25 questions. Out of these 25 questions, I have done around 10 in class. I think even more than 10. So from the work that you have, from the PDFs that you have, I have done around 10, 12 questions in class. Whatever questions are remaining, I want you all to struggle and actually sit with those questions. Apart from this, we will send you extra questions of percentage. So you will have 50, 60 extra questions to work upon in the coming week. Cool. Is it clear to everyone? The idea is to master the topic before the next class. And if you actually come and prepare, we can easily have a midweek doubt clearing. You can easily message me with doubts of any question. Please do not look at solution. I highly encourage you to not look at solution. If it's like really bothering you and if it's stuck in your head, sometimes it happens. I mean, sometimes you're not able to move on from that scenario. You can look at the solutions on Gmat Club also. All the questions are available on Gmat Club. I do not want to share solutions, at least till next week. But if you want, I will share solutions. I ideally do not want to, because I want you all to have this practice of solving it. What I will do is I'll share the answer key. Answer key and solutions are two different things. Okay. So what I will do is I will share the answer key of every question we are solving in class. That will be there in the mail, but I will not share detailed solutions because I really want you all to actually sit and struggle with the questions. I will give you the solutions, but next week. Cool. Does that work with everyone? I hope it works. I really want it to work. You don't have a choice. Okay. So I will give you the answer key of both the sheets. Like pre-work has the answer key, right? As you can see, the answer key is right there with every question. The classwork does not have the answer key. I will share the answer key of the classwork. I will share extra questions and answer key of the extra questions. Okay. And this is first task for quant, that you have to practice and reach this number. That in itself is enough work, but you also have to study the next topic, which is time, speed, and distance. This is what we will cover next Saturday. Next Saturday is 4th May. We will send you a mail which will have a recording which explains the theory, a pre-work sheet, and a class worksheet. So understand this. If you are at the level, if you are like literally starting from scratch, watch the recording, do pre-work questions, and then come to class. If you feel like, you know what, I know the basics, please finish all the pre-work question. You do not need to watch the recording and come to class. Okay. But this is a work that needs to be done. The recording is same as the class length of this, like around 3 hours. So is the agenda till the next week clear to everyone? Step 1. Finish remaining question, do extra questions. You will have the answer key, but I will share solution next week. Solution means explain detailed explanations. Step 2. Next week class is time, speed, distance. Time, speed, distance video plus pre-work. Is everything related to quant and what to do clear to everyone? Class?
Yes.
Yes.
It's clear to everyone, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, in tomorrow's class, Rahul will give you the same assignment for English. So that's enough work per week. Do you all agree, or do you want more pressure? I can give. If anyone feels like, you know what, Shubham, this is like too easy for me, I want more, just message me. All of you have my number. If you don't, just please save it and you can message me anytime. Please don't have a sir-student relationship with me. Please have a buddy, bro, bhaiya, any kind of different relationship where you're very comfortable in talking to me, because that will only help you. Sir will not help you. This is my number. Message me if you're done with all of this. Message me. I'll give you extra work. I'll give you further topics. I'll give you more questions to practice. But this is enough. This will take time. Okay. Cool. Any closing remarks? Anything anyone wants to ask or say before I wrap up the class?
Shubham, so for like see, now we have 25 problems, out of which probably we did 10 in the class or something like that. Okay. So let us assume that I wanted to practice more in this topic and I go to Gmat club. But in the filter section, I'm not finding ratio proportion. So I'm finding percentages and interest problems. So for
I will help you out. Just one. I'm sharing my screen. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Just 1 second. So, oh my God, I have so many tabs open. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, so you get on Gmat. People who have not registered on Gmat Club, please log in with your Apple ID or Facebook or Google. Once you are done, this is what it will look like, the landing page. You click on Gmat Club, you get somewhere here, okay, out of the fancy landing page. You click on Gmat. Once you click on Gmat, you go to practice question banks. Once you go on practice question banks, today we did problem solving questions. Now, let's say initially you want to build your confidence. Do not select any question above 655. Or if you feel like, you know
Is it
what?
just me, or did
Yes.
we lose Shubham's voice?
Yeah, I don't hear the audio.
Oh my God.
Yeah, even.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So you did not hear anything. Wait, let me start again.
Till
No,
practice question bank.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. So we go to Gmat, we go to practice question banks. Okay. Now for people who really want to practice more questions from scratch, just select these difficulties, select the topic fractions, fractions, ratio, decimal, and select the topic percent and interest problems. These two topics will have all the questions. Just avoid CISI questions. You understand CISI, right? Compound interest, simple interest.
Simple interest.
Yeah.
So please don't do questions of that, because you will also get that. And you will also get some random algebra question, but please ignore them. So if you go to search, so let's say, and another thing, if the source say other, please do not open it like this. Source other means some random Olympiad or CAT question is just put on Gmat. Those are not relevant. Okay. It should be a coaching source or an official guide. Okay. So let's say you want to do this question. You go inside. Okay, so this is a classic percentage question. This is not a CISI question. Start the timer, solve. If you click on show answer, it will give you the answer. If you click here, it will give you whether you're right or wrong. And you can read explanations here. Cool.
And you solve the problem
SICI
in
is
2
not a
seconds.
part of Gmat Focus
It,
edition.
it is part of Gmat Focus Edition. We'll do that in the 4th class.
Okay.
We'll do mixers and SICI together. The reason for doing mixers and SICI later is because then you will get a revision of ratio and percentage after 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like initially, what I planned was to do percentage and then immediately SICI and mixtures. But giving a break, what it does is it gives you a revision, right? That works better because then we revise the topic after 2 weeks. And in between, we understand time, speed, distance, and time and work. At the same time, what we can also keep on doing is select RCs of different levels, keep on solving. And if you feel you are really good with the topic, select top 3, select ratio, fraction ratio, and select interest and percent. Let me make it very clear. This is only for people who have done everything I've given, because everything that I'll give is also a lot. Okay, this is not for everyone. Is it clear to everyone? Now you know how to navigate Gmat Club? Yes or no, class?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And one more thing, if anyone gets too obsessed that, you know what, I really need the answer, because I'm not giving this entire solution, I'm just giving the answer key. This is what you do. I'll show you.
Copy paste the question in the Google, you will get it from Gmat Club.
Yes. I'll show also.
looks like he's been doing this a lot.
Paste it, search it. The first link definitely will be a Gmat link. Go to Gmat Club. We did this question in the class. If anyone wants a different explanation, the answer was 17,600.
You
can read it.
You can look at the tags also. Basically, I wanted to see the level of the question. So just if you scroll it up, you'll get the
difficulty level. This is like a decently difficult question.
Yes.
So classwork will be here or higher, or pre-work will be lower. That's it. I mean, that's how it is. Okay. So if anyone is like getting very anxious that I need full solution, then just go Google. Okay. Yeah. So Sanskriti asked the question initially. Just give me 2 minutes, then I'll wrap up as to how to do reading. Okay. So the first thing is start reading with things you're like very interested in. Like say, for example, I'm heavily interested in investment. And if you want to improve your comprehension, go to this website, aeon.co, the best website that is there to read new ideas. I mean, there's nothing better than this. Then if you open any passage, let's say this is an essay on the environment, this is an essay on home, this is an essay on economic history, which is credit card. Brilliant. I am massively interested in this. Just read things you're interested in. Go down. Let's say you read it. Let's say you read the first 3-4 paragraphs. Just copy this into ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it for you. Match the summary. First of all, read everything, make a summary in your head, paraphrase it. Then match it with ChatGPT. Why do we have such tools? And ChatGPT will immediately give you what you want. So like, let's say I put this and I be like, summarize this. Done. This is how you practice. Reading does not matter. Reading and understanding matters. Comprehension matters. Read things you like, but see if you're actually comprehending it. Okay. Another thing that you can do that I also do is I use Google Translate. Like see what it means in your native language, whatever your native language is. For me, it's Hindi. So I just translate it into Hindi a lot of times just to see if I understood it right. So comprehension matters. You can use it to create questions similar to one you find challenging. Thank you for that, Shreya. Yeah. So someone was asking, can I do a similar question? Just put it on ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is not very good with quant. Let me make it very clear. I mean, it's good with RC and all, but with quant, it somehow distorts the meaning. So I have put like the entire CAT and GMAT paper in ChatGPT. It scores amazing in English, like full marks in verbal, but in quant, it will solve like 4 or 5 correct. So it's still behind. I don't know about 4.2 or the paid version, but 3.5 that we have available is still behind. Okay, so does that answer everything? Is everyone clear? Reading, how to do reading, what are the next step, what is the next class? Anything that anyone wants to ask?
Can you share your number once again, please?
Yeah. Oh, site link, yes. aeon.co. Is it clear to everyone? Class? Awesome. So thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you all next week. And Rahul will see you all tomorrow. Okay.
Shubham, sorry, I just had one question on the previous question that you solved. I didn't want to disturb the class, so if you
Oh,
had like
yeah. So people who have doubt in the last question, they can stay. Otherwise, you can leave.
Shubham, I had a doubt in one of the pre-work questions. So
Yeah. So those who have doubt, just stay back. Others can leave. Okay.